What's up, everybody? Gibson's Lawn Service checking back in. Headed into my full-time job. I'm gonna give y'all an update on how my night go. Like I say, we're coming off of a 2-week break. Look, something I've been doing all day today. Right? I've been crunching the numbers. Listen, I'm bringing y'all along my journey. I wish I would have started my YouTube channel back in 2014 when I first started this business, but I didn't. I started this YouTube channel in 2020, 6 years in the business. Look, the biggest fight you will ever have is with your mind. That is the biggest fight you will ever have, is with your mind. Once you complete the fight in your mind and you can accomplish a lot, because there's always a lot of doubt and fear. But the doubt and fear comes from within. Because when you are a child, you don't have no fear. You'll run out in the middle of the street, you'll jump off the roof of a house, and you'll dream big. I'm gonna be an astronaut when I grow up. Not knowing what it'll take to actually get there, right? So all day today, I've been fighting my mind on my decision of going full time, right? Now, I got every excuse in the book on why I shouldn't do this, okay? Every excuse. Now, when I started the countdown, if I'm not mistaken, I was at 190 days. That was not a problem. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this thing. I'm going for it. I'm all in. Ain't nothing stopping me, right? Hold on, y'all, 1 second. All right, I'm back. I had to clear up some storage in my phone so I can finish this video. So like I say, the whole time my mind is fighting, giving me 1,000,001 excuses on why I shouldn't do this full time. So I said, you know what? I'm not even going to have this battle with myself tonight. I'm going to get a pen and paper, and we're going to do some arithmetic, right? Okay. I sat down and done the math. After all day of fighting, do I do it? Should I go full time? Should I stay part time? Should I? Never mind the money. I said, let's get the pen and paper out, and let's really do this thing. Okay. Now, the biggest factor you have to look at is insurance for your family. All right. I know what I got. Listen, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of people I don't listen to, and a lot of advice I don't take, okay? The biggest factor is insurance. Now, I can buy insurance, pay it out of pocket, and I know exactly how much that's going to be. I done crunched the numbers on 12 different insurance policies. Or I can lie and get Medicaid for free. All right, now, we're not even talking about insurance. Take insurance off the table, because honestly, you want to be honest, back in the day, in the 30s, in the 20s, in the 40s, you didn't have insurance. Did you die? Did you make it? Oh, you made it. Okay, so let's move on from that question. Honestly, you didn't have insurance in the 1800s. You made it through, right? Okay, let's move it through. I wanted to say something else. A lot of people would get offended. But anyway, we moving on. So I get my pen and my pad out. As the day gone, my kids sleep, my wife sleep. It's just me and my thoughts now. So I get everything out. I start doing the math. I said, okay, my full-time job, I make $28 an hour. Okay, make $28 an hour. I start doing the math of me working 7 days a week, 52 weeks straight. I know exactly how much I bring home when I work 56 hours. Well, 7 days a week, whatever. Because it's rarely you'll work 12. Well, it's not rare that you can work 10 to 12 hours at my full-time job. But let's be honest, nobody really want to work over 60 hours a week. So I started doing the math on that 60 hours a week, non-stop, 52 weeks straight, non-stop. And at the end of the year, At the end of the year, I only done the math on 56 hours was 60 hours. I only done the math on 60 hours. If I worked 52 weeks straight, non-stop, 7 days a week, I would make 100 and maybe 4 to 7,000. That's what I would make. I would only bring home 80,000, 75, somewhere up in there, because you got to pay taxes. I said, hold on. If I make 105,000, working 7 days a week non-stop, and they haven't taxed me yet, all I made is 105,000. But I'm only gonna bring home 75 to 80,000 of that. The reason I'm not giving a pinpoint number is because that's the math on 60 hours. You can work 70 to 80 hours if you really want to just live at work. I'm talking about just doing 60 hours and going home. Okay. I said, man, I'm only gonna bring home between 75 and 85,000. But I'm only gonna make 105 to 107. I said, all right, let's go back to the lawn side. How much we made on the lawn side? Well, we blew that out the water. All right, let's ball this piece of paper up and throw it in the trash. What is really going on? And I'm glad I'm bringing y'all along my journey, because I want to look back on this one day. See, one day, I got 3 daughters. One day my daughter's gonna grow up, or if I have a son, it don't matter. They'll come to me, let's say one of them come to me one day and say, Daddy, I went to school, you know, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, but I'm thinking about giving my job up to start my own firm. And I promise you, my mind will come back to April 15th, 2023 on the decision I made. If I decided to leave my job and go full time, I would say, son or daughter, the world is yours. Yes, you're making 170,000 a year working for the law firm, or you're making 200,000 a year as being a doctor. Won't you? I'm gonna say one or two things: chase your dreams and go for it, or I'm gonna say, won't you play it safe and stay on the job you're at instead of this freelance career you talk about that don't have insurance or benefits or a paycheck. Now, I'm gonna either help them fly or I'm gonna clip their wings, because it's always gonna go back to what did Daddy do when he was faced with the opportunity, right? And then as I got to thinking about it more, I heard this quote, and I'm gonna give this quote. I heard an actor say it, but I don't know if he actually came up with it. And the quote goes like this: dreams without goals are just dreams, and ultimately they fuel disappointment. On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you will never start, but without consistency, you will never finish. Now, so I go back to the mirror and I look myself in the mirror. I say, what's really stopping you? What's really keep playing with your mind? And I said to myself, failure and fear. That's what's really holding me. Because it's not the money, right? You see the money that you can make on the side. It's not the money, and you see what your full-time job is paying you. Both sides, you're going to deal with buttholes. I've had butthole farmers, I've had cool farmers. I've had butthole clients, I've had cool clients. So it's not the people, and it's not the money, because we see which one pay the most. The problem is the fight you have in your mind, the fear of the unknown. We don't know what's on the other side of that gate. We've peeked over that gate and we've seen what's on the other side of that gate, but we never jumped on the other side of that gate. But once you, all right, come back down to earth, get your head out the clouds, and let's really analyze this thing. What's going to really hurt if I jump out here and go full time? What will I really lose in that moment? In that moment, what will I really, really, really lose? Because there's nothing to lose. A lot of things you're going to lose can be bought. You can buy a retirement plan. You can buy insurance. So that's really the only good thing you have going there. What else? Because honestly, if we go ahead and run hard all spring and summer and fall, well, in the winter everything will be dried up. Pick your welding shield back up and go get another welding job. You haven't lost anything. Or you can manage your money all year and put your feet up in the wintertime. You see, there's always a solution to the decision that you are trying to make. And it always falls back on what is it you really want to do. What is it you really are chasing? Now, I'm bringing y'all along my journey to show y'all. Now, I can show you all the highlights, the good times, the nicely edited videos, the countdown. Oh, man, that guy made his mind up 8 months ago and he walked out his full-time job. No, I'm fighting with my mind as the days come. Yeah, in the beginning, oh yeah, I'm doing this. But see, I know this fight gonna get more intense. See, this is the 95-day fight. What about the 60-day fight, the 30-day fight, the 14-day fight, or the 5-day fight? See, that's when the rubber meet the road. Either you was just talking or you was actually gonna do something. And I'm putting this video out for me because I want to look back on all these days and say, man, I'm glad I actually went ahead and did what I did. Or I can look back on these videos with regret and say, man, I was all talk. And I heard another guy say, and I'm gonna let y'all go. He said, oh, that's funny. I actually had how much money I was making written down in this paper. One guy said, all you need is adrenaline and ambition, and you can achieve anything you want to achieve. Now, the two guys that I got these quotes from, they came from the inner city ghettos. They came up from nothing. They didn't have nothing, but guess what? They turned their life into something. One of them is dead now. He died a tragic death at a young age, and the other guy's still living. So I started searching the web. Started searching people that left their full-time jobs and started their own business or changed careers. And guess what is the first post I run across? It was this guy. Another guy came from nothing. All right, his mom and daddy only finished high school. He finished high school. He was working on the back of a trash truck. Nothing wrong with that. They have great benefits, of what I heard. And as he came home, his kids was playing in the living room. His wife was making dinner. As he sat on the couch, he said, he started to look. He said, my life will look like this in 10 years, 15, 20, and 30. He said, I don't want to live like this for the rest of my life. I don't want to just barely make it and not have enough money to do nothing else. I can't live how I want to live. He told his wife as he sat in that couch in his work clothes, he said, hey, I'm going back to school to be a doctor. Got up, went and took a shower, and got to bed. That next morning, guess what he done? He enrolled in community college. Well, 16 years later, so he went from 26, let's see, 36, 26, no, 12 years later, I'm sorry. 12 years later, he went from 26 to 38, he was a doctor. Now, along this journey, everybody was telling him, hey man, look, you can't do it, it's impossible. You know how long you got to go to school to be a doctor? Blah, 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 blah. While he was at the community college, he had a professor to tell him, he said, hey man, look, you need to go ahead and apply to go to the university. You're too smart for this stuff. Long story short, the guy made it as a successful doctor. And he wrote that story, on that farm I was reading because his son was faced with a similar decision. And he was just writing. I took that part of the story out because that wasn't the main part of the story. The story was really about his son switching careers. And he had that story on there. So, the people that do great things in life, those are the people that have took risks and chances their whole life. And a lot of times, those people pretty much come from nothing and they get tired of living like they're nothing with nothing. So they go from nothing to something. So look, that's my time here. Y'all see where I'm headed? Back to the place that I am so afraid to leave.